What is up, everybody? Corborg here, aka the K-pop metal guy. What the hell is he talking about? Well, let me explain. So I, very simply, am a metalhead that also really loves K-pop. I don't think that's enough of an explanation. So I liked metal first, and I still do. I love it. But now I really also like K-pop about as much as I do metal. So how the fuck did that happen? Well, I will tell you on this video. So basically, we'll go into metal first, and I don't really know how it even started, to be honest with you. I just know that at a very early age, one of the first albums I heard was Arise by Sepultura. Six Feet Under. Cannibal Corpse. It just kind of all took legs and went from there. And then I started, around that time, I was like 9 years old, like 8 or 9 years old. So that was right when Slipknot's self-titled album came out. It was really big. I was super obsessed with them. So really, I think the K-pop obsession, which is a huge obsession, and I don't think anyone that listens to it isn't obsessed with it. I think it started with the Slipknot mentality I had, because when Slipknot, before their album came out, and you got to remember, this is 99, so this is back when you had to go to record stores to listen to albums, or you had to just look at them on magazines. There wasn't really music on the internet yet. So you had to have the record, you had to watch MTV.
It's more mind-blowing music and ass-kicking artists than you can handle. MTV2's 2-hour block of metal hits the air this week with host Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. Headbangers Ball, tonight at 10, only on MTV2.
I would see their, press releases, so it would be like a magazine with just Slipknot in it. The whole magazine was the members, they have like numbers or whatever, if you're not familiar with Slipknot, and their masks, and you kind of had their personalities laid out before you even heard their music. And I think, at that point when I started buying the magazines, like the Slipknot magazines, and Circus Magazine, Hit Parader, they were all over this stuff. And by then, Wait and Bleed had came out on MTV, and I think maybe even Spit It Out. And then when I got the CD, that's when I think my metal obsession went like this. So they really took it over the top for me and my obsession with metal. The other stuff, I just loved to listen to heavy stuff, and it just really resonated with me. And then it just took off at that point as far as my fandom of it, of the genre. And now, of course, everything else. But that's where the metal obsession came from. And now, I'm like in my 30s, and K-pop comes in, I get introduced first to BTS. I was like, okay, I can dig. This is actually pretty cool, I kind of like it. It's upbeat. It's kind of like, it's catchy as shit. And then there's also like rap in it. There's like some dance in there, and they're really good dancers. So I'm used to that from when I grew up with like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Wasn't like huge into those groups, but they were really good at the time. So there's little things where I can tell how this would eventually happen if you let it happen. I kind of let it happen. I was like, okay. So what I did was, I went on my own after I heard BTS. I was like, what are some other K-pop groups? Let's try to get into this. Let's actually give it a fair shake here. I found Dreamcatcher.
Hey, 빛이 구름에 가려지는 시간 널 지켜보고 있어 Wait 숨을 죽인 채 잠드는 때를 노려 자 시간이 됐어.
Dreamcatcher was the perfect landing spot for someone like me who's a metalhead getting into K-pop, because Dreamcatcher has a very gothic style. They have a very like rock / metal oriented sound on a lot of their music. There's a lot of guitars. There's a lot of fast paced music. They're just a perfect blend of all of that put together, and their image, and they're just, it's great, you know. And I think if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be as obsessed as I am. But I was warned when I started getting in Dreamcatcher, like, man, I really like Dreamcatcher. You know, people told me, hey, it's going to be an obsession, so you better be careful. Like, you're getting yourself into K-pop, it's going to be full on. You're not going to be able to shake it anymore. Shake it. And they were right. Boy, were they right. Because now, circa, like, I guess it's like a year later. It's only been like a year. That's crazy. Like, about a year now. And I'm at the photo card collecting phase. A lot of you are like, what is he talking about? Get into K-pop after this video, or maybe I post some more and you're going to know what I'm talking about, because you're going to be like, oh man, this is an obsession, you know? Now he's collecting photo cards of group members, and you have a bias and a bias line, and like, I don't even think we should get into that in this video, because I'm just going to sound insane. If you go back and you take a step back, you really look at like your taste in music, which I have a wide variety of tastes. There's really not a genre I don't have something I can at least appreciate in. Pop country I can't deal with. I fucking hate it.
I got that real good, feel good stuff up under the seat of my big black jack.
So really where this journey has taken me, you know, I still go to metal shows a lot. I still sometimes interview metal bands. You know, the K-pop thing, let's talk about that. K-pop shows compared to metal shows. So this is what to expect from a metal show, okay? You walk in, there's a lot of black t-shirts. There's a lot of vests now. They're bringing back the battle vests. A lot of beer going on. There's a lot of beer spillage. There's a lot of fists. There's mosh pits. There's people getting kicked out for fighting or bleeding all over the place. It's not that crazy all the time, but it does happen a lot. But not all of the time. Some metal shows are chill. Sometimes. There's a lot of weed. You know, there's always weed somewhere. There's a lot of crowd surfing. Stage diving sometimes. It really depends on the bands you're going to see. But shows can get really fucking rowdy at metal shows. A lot of fun. Love it. Love the atmosphere. And then in K-pop, it's a lot younger crowds mostly. And they're very loud. They're very rabid. They're very just like, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my God. Like, they're freaking out. Like, think of, you know, when Elvis or the Beatles were around. These are literally the same reactions that these K-pop fans have while these groups are on stage dancing and blowing everyone's socks off. It's just insane. It's a whole nother thing. There's not crowd surfers at K-pop shows that I've seen. And, you know, there's not a mosh pit. There's just people going bananas over these groups. My first K-pop show was Dreamcatcher over the summer. And there was people camping out there since like 9 a.m. the day before just to get a good spot in line. Like they're buying a PS5 at Best Buy. It's kind of hard for me to ball out at a K-pop show because it just seems like I'm out of my element. I'm so used to metal shows and just getting rowdy. And with K-pop, it's just different. You know, you kind of have to just sit back and appreciate it and just watch the show. You know, metal, you feel more like you're a part of the show, you know. It's way different, but I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And hopefully you guys are obsessed with it too. Or what I'm trying to really do is bring a community of other K-pop metal people, because there's not really a lot. When I tell my friends who are metalheads, like, hey, I'm into K-pop, they're like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, good for you, man. So it's kind of like been my own personal thing, and it's been very therapeutic. It sounds cheesy, but it's been very therapeutic for me to have that to myself. I don't really have people like, oh, yeah, this song, you know. I can be like, hey, have you heard the new Sanguisugabogg song? They'll be like, yes. Have you heard the new ITZY song? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That would be a conversation I'd like to have with other people, you know. Trying to build a community of metal K-pop fans here. And let's get it going. Let's start something. I would love to do that. Hopefully I reach a lot of people, and we'll get something started. We'll get a Discord. I mean, who knows? This is really just an introduction to this new thing I'm doing, and it's been a long-ass introduction. I apologize, but let's do something fun together. So, like and subscribe, comment at the bottom, let me know where you're at, and let's have some fun. And stay tuned for more content from me. Your K-pop metal guy, Corborg.